Hello everyone and welcome to another Shakes and Fidget ramble. I'm gonna get straight into it because I just can't wait. Let's skip this quest. And there we go. Level 300. I've never had such a high level in this game. Granted, the game has sped up a little in the recent years, but still. Gigantic milestone on our free-to-play Demon Hunter. And speaking of free-to-play, let's do Mushroom Spade, obligatory proof to say that I'm free to play. And now with that out of the way, we can do the talking. So level 300, crazy. I've been playing this game since middle school, I want to say. So that's like, oh my god, I have just incomprehensible amount of years. I just got a brain freeze thinking about it, but it's like 13 years. And this is the highest that I've ever got. On my first scout, I got to level 290, which is relatively close. And then I played multiple scouts among the years and just dropped accounts left and right. And then on my Battle Mage, which I absolutely hated playing, I got to 250. And then this is the class that I played, the newest one that I played, the Demon Hunter, the one that I'm having the most fun on. Alright, and I also wanted to talk about classes because when I started visiting the Shakes and Fidget subreddit, they always do those little tier lists, or they discuss which class is the best, etc., as you do on gaming subreddits. And I was very surprised to see Battle Mage placed near the top every time. Berserker was always number one, which like checks out, math is good. But Battle Mage was always like number 2 or something. And Demon Hunter was really, really low. Most people generally place Demon Hunter as the weakest class. And I was extremely surprised by this because I think this is, well, the biggest fun I had in years on a character, but also the character feels hella strong. The 25% revive passive just feels, I don't know, it's when it procs 2 times, it's really easier to do dungeons and stuff. So I really had no idea why Demon Hunter was graded so low until I dug a little more into it. And it's because when we check higher ranks, for example, yeah, let's go for rank 1. This is actually a US server, but the highest ranks in the world, they all are around level 600, and that's because the XP at this point just slows down to an absolute crawl. And assuming everybody is high level, there is not really much point in going for XP. People just focus on gold and PvP. So when we take endgame as our benchmark for what is good to strive to, then it becomes obvious that Demon Hunter would be one of the least good classes because it's not a it's not a good class in PvP. It's not consistent like a warrior or a mage. And if we, excuse me, if we check those top classes here, I cannot really see their profiles because they're on their country servers, but you get a bunch of warriors and mages, and those are the most consistent classes you can get. And consistency is key in PvP, while inconsistency, so big RNG swings, favor PvE. So Demon Hunter and Berserker are just fantastic in PvE, in dungeons, but once you get to that point where you cannot really do any more dungeons because you've completed everything, then they fall off really hard. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about, the highest levels and why Demon Hunter is sort of considered a weak class in that sense. But we just hit level 300. There's a bunch of dungeons still to do, and I never was too much of a PvP player, so I think we are very good on that front, and I'm really happy I picked this class from all the others. And another topic I wanted to talk about, jumping from the highest levels in the game to the lowest. Not too long ago, when completing Scrapbook, fought against a level 1 player that was relatively high in the rankings. And when I got curious, I checked the guild of that player, and he was, or she was, they were in a twinking guild. And that took me back really far to 2014, when I was also playing on my twink. So I'll try to get some screenshots in here. Sadly, I had a big screenshot album with playing on my level 1 twink character on the Polish Shakes and Fidget forums, but they got deleted, and I no longer have any proof of that. But I still should have a screenshot saved when the official Shakes and Fidget fan site actually showed my character as an example of what twinking is, and that was one of my high points in my Shakes and Fidget career. And I like to think that this kind of kickstarted playing twinks in the Shakes community. So I'll try to make some pictures, screenshots of where my level 1 character is now. Talking about twinking, it's gonna be a really, really longer topic, but there was an event a couple years ago where they changed how guilds work, and now upgrades are personal and not guild-wide. Everybody has their own upgrade level, and that contributes to the general guild upgrade. And previously, one person could just pump gold to the maximum for upgrades, and it counted for everybody. And the difference is now everybody has to contribute, and previously one person could do it. So what we did in our twinking guild on our level 1 characters was we invited a very high level person to our guild for a day, and they spent a bunch of gold to pump our upgrades very high so that we could get more gold but not more experience. And then when the guild system change happened, we would have lost a lot of gold. So the game, to balance that out, just distributed the gold equally among all the members. The problem was that, well, at level 1 you get 1 gold per 10 hours of city guard, and everybody here got like hundreds of thousands of gold. So there is a problem with grandfathered gold and impossible to obtain stats now. But yeah, that's the twinking in Shakes in a nutshell. And I also wrote a level 1 twink guide again. I had one on the aforementioned Polish Shakes and Fidget forums, but as it got deleted, I thought, well, I gotta take my knowledge elsewhere, and I posted one on Reddit. I'll probably try to include a link to that in the description of this video. Alright, back to our main character here, the Demon Hunter, level 300. Let's get into the regular ramble stuff. We had a legendary dungeon again, and I was extremely excited to get a weapon from that or anything good, but we got extremely blackballed, let's say, and we got a trinket, which is not even that good. So I put an orange gem into that just because of the principle, but I'm really sad that we could have gotten something really better, and a legendary weapon could carry me a long way forward, but alas, we got a shitty trinket. But cannot get a good item every time, so it's okay, I guess. Let's see. Toilet is my weak point every time. I made sure to get at least 1 aura level before this video, so we are aura 11. I'll actually buy something to dump there just while I remember, because I really struggle with remembering to keep up my aura. And yeah, so next video, probably Aura 12, maybe 13 if I'm extremely consistent. All right, next in the Arena Manager, we have 1.5 if I sacrifice non-alien, which gives me pretty good runes now. We got some hit points bonuses, chance of epics, and pretty good damage on weapons, so that is really useful. If I check my mannequin, what you're supposed to do is store one set for gold and XP for questing, and then another set for damage, resistances, and hit points for doing dungeons. But that's some shroom having shit, and I, as a free-to-play player, cannot really afford to have 2 pieces of each gear slot. So I am not doing that. Next, when we check the blacksmith, I am struggling for crystals, arcane splinters, just like everybody, but I think I have every piece at +8 or higher. So we are, no, I get a bow at +6, but weapons probably are harder. So we are climbing up, and I started to upgrade my mercenaries here, my team, to +1 on everything and +2 on weapons, just to have some use for the metal. Actually, when we're at the magic shop, I'll, yeah, as I said, gotta keep track of what I need enchanted. Next, pets. I got Pinky Links to level 100, and we unlocked a bunch of other pets that I will have to keep track to get, because, you know, one day it would be cool to have it filled out. One that I'm really happy with is the Furor. I remembered to do the quest in a good location on Easter, and we got him. So I am now pumping him, and oh, here's the belated achievement. Really cool. So yeah, we're pumping Furor. For fire, we're a little stagnant because I cannot really push more, so gotta feed, and you know, that's how it goes. Feed your pet to 100 just to push 1 or 2 additional pets and repeat with another. Dungeons, here it gets interesting. I am 92 out of 100 on the tower, so we are closing in. I'm not gonna push for it now because I'd like to get one good upgrade maybe. There are some gear pieces that are really, really old, like those gloves, or I think the necklace. Those are really old pieces. Now, gloves and the chest, yeah. So that would be good to replace before we do some pushing in dungeons, before I pop my expensive potions. And in the dark dungeons, there is not much to say. 260 in Twister, so I'm doing this whenever I don't really want to push in dungeons. And it's a slow trickle of XP that we are bound to hit a wall sooner or later, but let's hope it's later. In Fortress, we're actually doing pretty good. Level 14 Fortress and 14 on most of the important buildings. So after I get my treasury to 14, I will probably treasury and then gem mine. I'll probably be upgrading Fortress to 15, which is a pretty big milestone. And in the dungeon, we are, well, extremely good. In fact, I didn't have issue with souls for as long as I can remember, so I think that when this soul extractor finishes upgrading, I will start building the gladiator trainer for the crit bonus, and then we will start pushing dungeons even harder. Nothing really important in the guild and mail and Hall of Fame. We are rank 3676. I am not really doing much PvP. But maybe one day I'd like to push that rank to at least in the top 1000. That would be my PvP goal for this character. Let's spin the wheel. And we got mushrooms, which is a great segue to mushrooms. I have 813, which means that we are getting really close to that 1000. Maybe 1 or 2 good codes from Playa Games. and there is a good chance that the next ramble will be me with the golden border, and then we can finally start using a faster mount than this tiger. Love the tiger, but you know, 50% is much more than 30%. Lastly, there is the scrapbook. We are at 85%. I've been trying to complete it for quite some time. Well, not completed, but just get the number higher. And we are at 46 achievements. Now, when fighting in Hall of Fame, I pretty much never find somebody with 2 items to fill out. It's pretty rare to find someone with 1 item as well, unless we go to like rank 1, and then they will have okay, for some reason I cannot see rank 1, but you know what I mean. They would have all of the items that I cannot get, but I can't also beat them, so that kind of defeats the purpose. This ramble is getting pretty long, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Let's just finish this. Level 300. Today is 27th of April. So we got to 300 in less than a year. I'm suspecting like 320 before we get a golden border, or around the 1 year mark. Let's see if I am correct by the time the next ramble comes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed getting my first level 300, gotta say. It feels really nice, extremely clean, and yeah. Hopefully this is the last time you can see this character without gold around the portrait. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.